Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another Movie Makeup Friday. Today we're going to be doing a very iconic film, a film that I'm pretty excited to sit down and talk about with an actress that I think is literally amazing, iconic, like everything that you can name. This is what I feel about this actress. Today we're going to be doing Julie Andrews in Mary Poppins. Now, this movie has a lot of details in it. It does have a lot of little ins and outs, things of that sort, but her look is very simple and stunning. So I'm going to try to go as slow as I need to, just to kind of be able to go through the process and not give you an entire lecture at the end of the video, but we're going to do what we can today. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and let's go ahead and get started. And as a reminder, all the time I am going to be including everything that we use down in the description box below. So if you are wondering, hey, like what type of product is she using? It's all going to be down there. All right, let's go. So as with most of these films, it started off as a novel. And this actually was kind of almost like a passion project for Disney. Why, you may ask, was it a passion project for Disney? Well, it turns out his kids actually really loved these books. And so for him, he was like, I gotta figure out, how am I gonna make this happen? How am I gonna make this film? I don't know, but I need to figure it out because my kids love this book. The book was written by a woman by the name of P.L. Travers. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. P.L. Travers, I don't know how you would say it. And he tried at the very earliest to purchase the rights to basically her book to create this in 1938. And unfortunately for Disney, Travers was a little bit specific. Travers was very specific, and she basically told Disney like, sorry dude, but no, I don't believe that my book should become a film. I don't think that this book will become justice, or you guys will make it justice. And so no. So in 1938, she basically told him, hell no, get out of here. And kind of to Travers' defense, at that time, Disney was really big on making animated shorts or animated films. So it was kind of like, okay, you're gonna make an adaptation of this, but you don't really have much live action under your belt. Why should I trust you to make this film? And then on top of that, like, I already believe in my book enough, so no, dude. So he kind of pushed it aside, but he kept being very persistent as the years progressed, because it was one of those things that he had promised to his kids that, like, we're gonna make this a film, we're gonna do it, kids. What is wild to me is in 1961, he again tried, and finally she said, 1961, so from 1938 to 1961, that's 22 years, right? 22 years of him trying to make this a film. To me, that was like insane. And you know what? Super respect to that, because who in the world would even like try after that point? It's like, okay, it's a good book, but so fortunately for him, he finally succeeded at this and was able to say, okay, we're gonna make this. But of course, there's always a condition, right? Miss Travers said that she wanted to have script approval rights. That was her main thing. She demanded it in order to make the movie, and she was granted that. So I guess that's good, you know? Especially when you have a book that you're passionate about. I mean, it's like, I totally understand that. So she was very particular. Like, you want this to be a movie? We can make this a movie, but I need the final approval. The Sherman brothers were the main composers for this film, and originally the script was kind of written to be kind of like the 1930s as like the setting, and then they decided like, no, we're gonna make this into like the Edwardian era, and that's what they did. They ended up agreeing to that and sticking to that time frame. And when it comes to the musical creations, it took them about 2 years to script out the songs and complete them and approve them and all of that jazz. This was where one of their first issues comes into play, right? So she agreed to having it be in the Edwardian era. She said, okay, that's fine, we can make that work, whatever. But then once the music came out and they were kind of deciding the music, she wanted standard ballads of the Edwardian era. She was like, no, that's what I want. And the musicians were like, nah, bro, we're gonna do original music for this. Like, trust me. She was like, no, I want the originals. Of course, she probably didn't say it like this, but that was kind of her main thing of like, I want the standards. And she ended up actually losing that debate. They ended up saying, no, we're going to stick with this. We're going to be doing originals. And there was some stipulation within the contract that basically made Disney's team win that argument. And so, yeah, they made all the original songs, which is insane to think because, again, could it have gone a different route? You would have had standards. Like, who the hell does standards in movies? Like, you need originals and you got to make them catchy so everyone loves the film. So I thought that was a smart move. Dope for them. Bette Davis, Julie Harris, and Angela Lansbury were the first people that they kind of were considering for the role of Mary Poppins. Obviously, none of those three kind of got it. It did end up going to Miss Julie Andrews. Specifically though, when they first had approached Julie was about 3 to 4 months pregnant with her first kid, if I'm not mistaken. And so at the time she was very like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be about this. But they ended up promising her and saying like, no, like, don't worry, we're gonna make it work. Like, we'll start filming after you have the kid. And eventually she said, okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll make it work. That's fine. And I actually watched yesterday before filming this. They just dropped on Vanity Fair an interview with Julie Andrews, who's 86 now. Like, she's just, I love her. They dropped an interview with her and she had a lot of a background in Broadway sort of stuff, and from a young age she was always a really good singer, and so her parents kind of were like, okay, like, let's put you in some classes, let's kind of get you going. Her parents were both like into music as well, and so she was kind of going the Broadway route, and then they basically found her for this, and it was like, hey, you want to do this? And she was like, well, shit, I haven't done anything like this before, I guess I'll try it. And I mean, I just like, she's just perfect for it. She really was perfect. For Julie, this film was really something for her. In this time frame, this was the time frame of the Audrey Hepburns, and with this Mary Poppins film, she actually ended up outbeating her for Best Actress award, in which Audrey Hepburn was going up against her at the Golden Globes. She outbeat her at the Golden Globes for the award for Best Actress, and then she also ended up winning an Oscar for this performance. So all in all, like, she was doing her thing with this one. So insane. Like, this era is like, whoa, a lot of powerhouses. Filming was between 1963, between May and September of 1963, and the post-production of the edits and doing everything else that they did took about 11 months for them to do everything else afterwards. So the filming itself, barely 6 months, and then after that they did all the post-production stuff. There is a scene in the movie as well that Mary and Dick Van Dyke, or Julie and Dick Van Dyke, are talking to penguins, and it's like a whole animated sort of scene that they have kind of going on. This is one of those super big movie magic moments. They used a new system. Usually for shots like that, they would use like a blue screen kind of process, and for this they used the sodium vapor process to create the screen and the graphics and that whole sort of look. To think that this is 60 years ago. A lot of things have changed. Have you watched Stranger Things? It's very different. Hard for me to like say this and not say this accurately, so I'm gonna read these notes really quick for you. The way that they shot it, it says, is that the actors were filmed against a white screen with the sodium vapor lights, which have a yellow hue. A special camera is basically fitted with this like prism filter that creates a highly accurate matte that can kind of help like bring the actors out from the wall to kind of create a very crisp image. And through this technique, they ended up winning an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. August 27th, now fast forward, in 1964. So yeah, that's basically like 11 months, you know? Wow, yeah, that is September to August. Dang. They ended up premiering the film at the Los Angeles Chinese Theater, with the cover art, or I guess how would you say it, the poster cover was painted by Paul Wenzel. The film did end up getting just a lot of acclaims. Like I said, she won these certain awards, and then just all in all, people really appreciated and loved this film. It was very different especially when it comes to incorporating the animation style that they incorporated along with the live sort of look. So they really did their thing. During its initial run in the US and Canada, the film ended up making $31 million, and to date has grossed about $141 million. There's been a lot of additional sort of drops that they've done over the years as well, whether it be movie releases, it be limited releases. They really have done as much as they can with this film. And then, as you can kind of understand through this whole thing, she really did get a lot of recognition from this. I think her next film after this was actually Sound of Music. So this really was quite the jump starter for Miss Julie. One of the notes that was made in the interview that, like I said, I was watching yesterday from her recent Vanity Fair conversation was how with the role of Mary Poppins, she worked with this fashion designer who just was doing his thing. And apparently let me put on this eyeliner really quick. And he was pretty passionate about the project, and he decided to make petticoats for her. And instead of having a very sophisticated look all around, he decided to add certain pops of color to the inside to kind of make her look like pristine, but then like she's got a little bit of a pizzazz to her on the inside that's like mysterious. So I thought that was a pretty cool detail that she actually ended up including regarding the outfits, because the outfits were pretty stunning, especially in the dancing scene. I mean, he's got the pinstripe suit going on. I mean, it's like the styling was just like, I loved it. And she did mention also in that interview that she and him actually did remain pretty good friends as the years progressed. He did eventually pass away, I think early 2000s, mid 2000s, but she did remain being his friend, which I was like, oh, that's great. Not every film do you end up staying friends with your people. So I was like, dang. So that, my friends, basically sums up this look for today. This is my Mary Poppins inspired look with a little bit of information about the film itself. Overall, it's a very simple look. It's a look that you can wear every day, any day. It's a very classic look. It just has the slight little eyeliner wing going on, a little bit of brown and like a neutral color in the crease, and then a bold-ish lip. I feel like mine might be a little bit loud as I'm looking at it in the mirror. Hers is a little bit more of a subdued orange, but you know, up to your discretion. And each skin tone, different sorts of colors kind of show up more or less. So this is kind of the general recap. I hope you guys enjoyed this Movie Makeup Friday. We'll be back here soon with some more movies and music video looks to deep dive into. So if you guys have any suggestions or any ideas as to who you guys want to see next, definitely let me know down below. I look forward to seeing that. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday with another music video and Makeup Monday look. See you guys. Have a nice rest of y'all's weekend.